Chile condemns U.S. military action, calls for peaceful Venezuela solution. Chile's president has condemned the recent U.S. military operation in Venezuela and urged a peaceful resolution to the crisis affecting the South American country, after U.S. arrest of the country's president, Nicolás Maduro. In a post on X, Chilean President Gabriel Boric said his government was concerned and condemned the military actions of the United States in Venezuela, calling instead for dialogue and peaceful dispute settlement. He reaffirmed Chile's commitment to basic principles of international law, including non-intervention, the prohibition on the use of force, and respect for state sovereignty and territorial integrity. The statement came as the United States carried out a large-scale military operation in Venezuela on January 3, involving airstrikes on multiple locations in and around Caracas and other parts of the country. U.S. President Donald Trump said his forces had captured Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, and that they were being transported to the United States to face prosecution. The operation, described by Washington as part of a campaign against alleged drug trafficking and narco-terrorism, marked one of the most direct U.S. military engagements in Latin America in decades. After the arrest, Trump had said Maduro would face prosecution, in an American court, and under American law. Venezuelan authorities declared a national state of emergency in response to the strikes and have condemned the intervention as a violation of international law. Mexico's government also criticized the U.S. actions, saying any military intervention in Venezuela would seriously jeopardize regional stability, and urging respect for international law. Latin American reactions have been varied but largely focused on de-escalation. In neighboring Colombia, the government expressed alarm at the developments and announced stepped-up border security measures with Venezuela. Officials said they were closely monitoring the situation for possible spill-over effects. The European Union has reiterated calls for restraint and adherence to the United Nations Charter, underscoring the need for any resolution to respect human rights and sovereign principles. EU leaders have said dialogue and multilateral engagement remain the preferred means of resolving the crisis. The incident represents a major escalation in tensions that have been building for months. In late 2025, the U.S. Treasury and State Departments designated the so-called Cartel of the Suns, allegedly linked to alleged Venezuelan government officials, as a terrorist organization as part of an intensified pressure campaign. Trump's administration had recently increased bounties for Maduro's capture to $50 million while also deploying warships and other military assets to the Caribbean, prompting Venezuela to mobilize troops and militia groups in response. Maduro himself has condemned U.S. military pressure and accused Washington of attempting to impose a puppet government in Caracas while seeking control of Venezuela's natural resources. He has called for increased defense readiness and warned of potential armed resistance should foreign forces engage Venezuelan territory directly. Chile's president said the solution to Venezuela's crisis must lie in dialogue, multilateral support and peaceful engagement, rejecting violence and foreign interference as paths forward.